What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, and we're back in Planet Coaster. And today I thought I would just share and just have a little bit of fun today. All we're going to do is just kind of work on this project. So if you guys may have seen this on the channel a couple times lately, I've been posting on the community tab and some photos of this, and also it's appeared in a couple, I think a video or two maybe, for the transfer tracks. I think it kind of made an appearance, and then a few other times. But anyways, basically this was just a fun little small project I was doing off screen. It was just to kind of showcase, and I was kind of using my new wall skeleton tool. If you haven't seen it already, be sure to check out my tutorial on how to get skeleton walls in your builds to make your buildings look like they're under construction. So that's basically, it appeared in that video too, so that's basically what this kind of test was, and it turned into, like, I just kept detailing and detailing, and it kind of turned into a fun little project. I didn't do a layout for the longest time. I was mainly focused on the buildings and stuff like that, but then I went ahead and made a small little RMC layout. It's nothing special, it's not perfect, I wouldn't say it's the smoothest thing in the world, but it was kind of just to see what kind of detailing I can do, and just kind of challenge myself a little bit too. And then I decided to make a little gift shop coming through here, and it just kind of transformed into what it is today. So we're going to be working on this a little bit, and I decided, why not switch things up a little bit? We're not going to go with a time lapse. We're just going to do mainly an unedited version of me just kind of working on this little project. I don't know if I'll ever finish this project. Maybe I will. I probably will. There's not too much left, honestly. I haven't done any sort of queue line yet, but this was going to be the entrance right here, and I was going to have a little path maybe going around here, and maybe have something on the other side of the paths, maybe make a perimeter fence going around, and then maybe do like a cinematic POV for fun, you know, just for you guys. So because I'm sure you guys will want to see POVs and such. I'm sure you guys definitely want to, anytime someone does a project, you know, that's very heavily requested, is the POVs and everything. So anyways, going into here, we do have like a little gift shop I was kind of working on. This was going to be kind of like the little gift shop going through the exit of the ride. I was thinking about doing an on-ride photo, and then I decided not to. So because that's just more work, right? You know, we don't want to do more work, we just want to do less work. That's how it goes. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just gonna try and do some little bit of commentary here and there for this while we go through. When I left off last off screen, I was actually working a little bit on this, and I was just gonna continue this little bit of mulch and stuff kind of going through here, so we can have a nice little spots. It gets me excited because I do want to do a lot of fun stuff like this for my parks and stuff, and I just enjoy kind of doing, like, just laying out paths and just doing some scenery stuff. Just something about it, you know, just something about it, it just hits a different way, you know. So we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna have this be extra path, and then I'm just gonna have the mulch back here as well, where it kind of ends. So basically my goal here is to connect it and get it to where we can kind of wrap this up a little bit, so that mulch has a place to kind of disappear at, maybe, potentially. I think we're just gonna go a little bit right here, and then we'll put the fence on this one, and we don't have to put any fence here because we'll already have fence in the front, so that will be our perimeter fence for that as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments. I already know what the answer is going to be, but let me know in the comments if you guys want to see like a cinematic POV of this ride. It's just a simple RMC, but I know how you guys like your POVs and love to see these projects and stuff like that. So this isn't going to be like any series or anything, so this is kind of like just a one-time ordeal and stuff, where I'm just kind of showing something that I worked on off screen. Otherwise, if it was a series, I definitely would have showed it off, the whole thing in its entirety, but I didn't really record it, so this is all just It got so far to a point where I'm just like, okay, I will I will do something here. You know, I will show off a little bit and show you guys what I'm doing. What I've been kind of working on behind the scenes, you know, because, you know, I do a lot of off-screen Planet Coaster, and I like to do little tiny projects or tests, and typically it's usually testing stuff, and then sometimes they turn out into mini projects, kind of like this. I got to a point where I'm just like, I kind of want to finish this, you know, I kind of want to keep this going, you know. I like what I got going here, so I might as well make it into a project, which kind of happens sometimes. And I debated whether making this a time lapse or not, but you know, I decided, you know, a lot of you guys do like unedited stuff, unedited footage and stuff, so you can kind of see a little bit more clear of what's going on, and I respect it. We're not going to spend too much time in this. Again, this project is almost done. You know, I'm not gonna spend like a crazy amount of time on this or anything. I'm just gonna go for a bit here and call it good. So we're gonna go back behind here. This is where the basically where the that mulch is gonna end. We want to have a place where it kind of disappears. So it's gonna have a back part here. So it's just kind of like its own little giant planter that kind of just goes around the ride just for fun. And I mainly did it so we can have some cool, or just make this perimeter fence look a little bit nicer, and everything just kind of turn out to look a little bit nicer. It's just basically it's just for visuals, basically, and that's what I was going for, was just make something a little bit visually appealing and stuff. And we kind of have this ruins kind of style going here, and I kind of rolled with it for the entrance as well, because I was like, why not, and everything. So now we can kind of take this mulch and press it all the way back here. That way we can kind of get this completely took in here. There we go, kind of like so. And then we can do the same moving forward for the rest. Let's go ahead and rotate this, and then we can put some trees, some bushes, maybe some flowers or something, just some nice scenery touches to really kind of make this area look very nice. And since our curb / ruin little piece there is pretty thick, we can get this in pretty quick without having to worry about it messing anything up. So I missed a spot there. Don't want to miss any spots. Okay, so hopefully we can keep using this. We should be able to use this large piece all the way through. So I try to make it wide enough to where we can just use the large piece all the way through, and that way it's quick and easy to get this in here and ready to go. So that way we can kind of wrap this part up, you know. So but yeah, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys like these little mini projects? Do you want to see me do like more mini projects, like just one ride projects? So like I just build a type of coaster of some sorts, and then that's literally the project, like just some mini projects, as I like to call them. Curious if you guys like that idea or not, or we should just stick with our large projects and stuff. See, I like doing large projects, but sometimes I like to throw these little mini projects in here too. Like I said, I don't know if there'll be any more episodes of this, maybe like a cinematic video, but I don't know if I'll do much more than that. Yeah, see, we'll get a fence going on here. That will be our perimeter fence for right here for these people that are right here. And they get a nice little viewing area of the ride. Line that up pretty good, and then we can have one more going this way. And then I think I'm gonna do like a pillar piece there for that end spot right there. So it will look pretty good. Pretty nice. Alright, so we can take this actually. But I was thinking about doing something like this. Just do one big piece that kind of comes up where that fence actually goes in. So, and then we'll expand this pathway, which I'm using these covers right now for this, and we'll just expand the pathway this way, maybe have a nice little seating area. Might put in a planter or something right there. Let's go ahead and get our pathway. Let's see, angle snap. Oh, I haven't actually connected those, have I? Get the right thing here. Alright, I'm gonna go right here, and then we're gonna select this grid, basically. Delete that end piece. Deselect. I think it's connected right there, so people can get back here. But I think if I want to connect to the other side, I think I have to go right there. Which, we're gonna say that's fine. And everything's gonna be kind of hidden right there, so it kind of works out. And now we're gonna go get some path extras, we're gonna throw a bench or two right here. And then we're gonna go with bins, and I kind of want to do the same thing I did with that other bin, which was use this. I think it's a Theme Maker's Toolkit item, and it fits really well in this. Like, it's almost too perfect. Right, you can fit the in-game trash can in here, so it kind of functions as a functional trash can. It just gives it that line, which actually looks just fine, I think. And boom, you got a nice little trash can right there. And I think we might put one of these planters in as well. I like these planters with these ash trees, as they're called. Just gonna put another one right here. It's gonna be on this side of the fence because that's where we have the most space, but it just makes it look a little bit nicer on this side of the fencing. And like, again, we're gonna throw some trees and foliage in there a little bit, but I just like how this whole area is kind of shaped out to be. I think it's turned out pretty cool. Pretty cool, yo. Alright, so we're gonna want to put some fencing here because it will kind of be a perimeter style fence kind of going in. I think these will be good enough. We might have to make them a little bit taller though. So we might have to make, since it is technically a perimeter fence, we gotta make sure it's reinforced in this area. And that should be good about right there, because then we're gonna have this fence continue back this way for the rest of the perimeter whenever we want to get that in. I like this fence is actually pretty cool. I think it turned out pretty nice, so I've been using it quite a bit in this area. It's been my nice little go-to fence just in general, so we're gonna continue it over here. We're gonna do it on this side as well. And as for this, I might actually put that same type of pillar for the end of this right here, this fence is. And it's kind of a nice little end of that section kind of thing that we have going on there. Just means we might have to one more piece in here, which we can, no problem. All right, cool. And just to make it keep it consistent, I think we're gonna put it on this side. I thought about it a minute ago. I think we're gonna put one on this side as well, just to kind of have like a nice little, it's almost like its own little portal entrance and everything. You can see how that kind of turned out. Looked pretty cool. Looks pretty nice going underneath the structure, and it's nice and secure with your perimeter fencing and stuff like that. So And that will be kind of like the exit. This is going to be kind of like a little staff building. This is kind of like a little, it's where all the electronic, or the electric controls and stuff are for like the lift hill and everything. I actually have a little detail of the little cables running into the station. So the point of this was to be very detailed, is kind of the idea. We wanted to be as detailed as possible here. All right, I'm going to move the skeleton set back a little bit. Oops, I accidentally had that. I'm trying not to select other stuff, but I accidentally am. I'm just going to move this out of the way a bit. Probably not going to really use it much more, but you know. All right, and then we have what is going to be our queue line. I already made the stairs here. And then we kind of want to make, oops, sorry for the noise. But I'm going to try and create a nice little queue here. Just something nice. We're going to go back here, and then I think we're going to shrink the width down a bit, and then that's all going to be covered up. We'll have that covered. And we might throw in a priority pass. Why not? Which would fit quite nicely right here, because then that gets them pretty close to the front of the queue. So I think we might include that in there. So we're gonna have like a little bend right there, and then maybe like a themed element of some sort. Some sort of theming there as we start to do our switchbacks here. We're just gonna have a big old cattle pen. This isn't gonna be like super heavily themed, but we're gonna have some light theming, I guess you could say. So there's not gonna be a whole lot in the queue to look at. I'm gonna do some like cool, I think I'm gonna do some nice little generic stuff in here in the queue, but that's about it. So I'll have the queue there. And we might just put one more section back here, so we'll have another switchback section back here. I don't want to have to do too much fencing, but if we have this fencing's not too hard to do, because it's all just straight sections, and that's typically some of the easiest to do, because all you got to do is just copy and paste. And I'm the master of copying and pasting in this. So I'll probably have this queue uncovered as well, so we probably won't have any like any buildings or structures going over it. All right, I'm gonna raise the width up to halfway for the entrance. And we are gonna put the entrance, well, let's make it as the entrance wide, nice and wide. Just like that, and then our priority queue will hopefully go right there. So now if we go to our regular path, we should be able to do that, and then we're gonna get our normal path kind of going across here, going around here to the exit. My goal is to get some guests on board here eventually, so we can have some guests ride. But this path will go around like that, And then we might make a little bit of some smooth pathing right there. That'll be really, really neat. I thought about doing a big sign for the entrance right here, like have like a sign for the ride right there or something. And then of course the entrance, main part of the entrance will be right here. So now we have a complete everything's connected together. So entrance, exit, everything's good to go. So let's go ahead and connect entrance to path. I already did that. That's interesting. You have to push play. I mean, it's already connected, so I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't do that top part. That's why. Never mind. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and enable our priority pass. Enable priority pass. Oh, we gotta connect it first. Alright. Fine, we'll get it connected. We'll get it connected. Darn thing. I don't know what cue it's using there. I think it's the gravel. Maybe not. I hate that you can't get rid of these curbs when you're elevated. It does kind of suck. But it's just something we have to live with, you know. Alright, let's snap here. And we want to go this way. I try to have... See, I wish it was easier to connect this without it rounding like that. Like, I wish I could make that still squared off, but you can't. It wouldn't be too big of a deal if it wasn't for the curb sticking out, but... because I don't care for that curb sticking out. But we'll make it work. We always do. Alright, now we can do enable the priority pass, so the entrance to the priority pass will be around right here. Sometimes it makes it harder than it needs to be, though, when you do this stuff. As you can see, it's not wanting to cooperate. We'll just put it there, that will work. See, I want to make it nice and easy and straightened out as best as I can, but it wants to only put it in the corner, which I'm not a big fan of, but like I said, we'll make it work. There we go. Alright, we have that going for us. Now, I could continue this fence and use this fence for everything. I'm thinking about doing that, actually, and just using this fence for the queue line. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to start in this section, though. Typically, I like to do the big sections first, and then any small sections that I got to take care of, I'll do that last. But what's nice is I can just take all of these together and do it all at once. But I always do my fencing first. I do the fencing first. That way, when you do the custom ground floor, or do your cover or path cover, you already, like, you don't want to do the path cover first, because if you do the path cover first, you can't see where the fencing goes sometimes, so you kind of want to make sure these are where they need to be. This. It's not cooperating with me very well. I meant to move it, but I'm gonna... It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. How are you? Yeah, I knew I was gonna accidentally grab that extra one. It's hard to select. Everything's hard to select when you're working around paths. I don't know why that is. They made it super hard. To select everything. It's fine. I probably should have just left it, but that's alright. Alright, this is the one we're going to want to use because we can move it back and forth. So, that's why I like to do sometimes doing big cattle pins like this is fairly simple because all you got to do is that. And for the other ones, you just got to move them. Just got to move it a little bit and you're good. You can start to put them on the ends like this. And then we got your big section going for you right here. And we just need to start over here. And like I said, I'm going to do a path cover here, so like it doesn't really matter the queue underneath too much. We're just gotta follow the path. Alright, and you can see that these switchbacks are very similar to these switchbacks, so we're gonna definitely do some copy and pasting here. These ones I think are a little bit longer, so we're gonna have to extend them a bit, but at least we don't have to do all those over again. We can just add on what we need to, and then copy them on over there, and yeah. Just like that. Custom fencing makes it, doing custom fencing on queue lines and stuff just makes it look like it was, you know, it makes it look less like Planet Coaster, if that makes sense, because you always see those fences kind of used in this scenario, but doing your own custom fence that, you know, maybe no one's, you kind of crafted it yourself, no one's used it before, so I don't know if anyone's used this combination before, but it kind of makes it look less like Planet Coaster, you know? Like it was less like it was done in Planet Coaster. You do want to make sure your fence is flexible enough, or at least short enough to be able to make all these turns and curves that you need. And since we're doing a path cover, it doesn't have to line up perfectly either, as long as it's fairly close. Because we're just going to touch all that up with a path cover. Alright, there is a train going by the house right now. I'm actually, when recording this, when you guys see this, I'll be back home. But like, while recording this, I'm still in Kansas. I just came in and I've been starting to record a ton of videos and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of recording while I've been here in Kansas, so I've been recording off of my laptop, and I actually got quite a few videos ahead while I've been here, so that's kind of like why we're at where we are right now. But again, by the time this video comes out, because I've been stacking them, trying to stay ahead because I want to try and get content to you guys, and I've had a lot of downtime, so I've just been going crazy with recording videos for you guys and getting more content out. Just trying to keep it going, you know, and while I had the opportunity, I decided to take it. So I should probably get this out of here so it's not in the way of that. Let's put it off to the side. Shouldn't really need it anymore, but just in case we do, we'll have it there. All right, let's go ahead and copy a long piece over to this side. And we need to close up this end. One of my least favorite things to do is custom fencing and stuff, because it's just so long and tedious, at least for like queue lines. It just takes up a lot of time, but in the end it's worth it. It will make it look a lot better. We're almost got it. We're almost done. I'm just gonna enclose the fencing here. Why not? I'll just continue over to this side. I was like, before this video ends, I'm going to show you guys all the elements that I put into the coaster. You might have seen it a little bit, but I'll explain everything about the ride a bit, so you can kind of get a full detail of what the ride is. So I'm sure you guys are dying to know, and I'm sure you guys are all wanting a POV too, but don't worry, that will come. That will come later, though. I gotta torture you guys a little bit with that. Makes me feel a little evil on the inside, torturing you because you guys want to see a POV so bad. Don't worry, that's going to be saved for a cinematic video. Like I said, if you guys want me to do a cinematic video and of this small little project, let me know. I'm sure I will anyways. I figured I'd just ask anyways, you know. I already know the answer, but still gotta ask. Still gonna ask, no matter what. Alright, like I said, we're just gonna go in between here. Try and keep this straightened, because I think it'll look a little bit neater. And we have a concrete wall on that side, so we can use it to our advantage. Hopefully I get this straightened out. Or actually the better idea is to get one that's already straightened out so it's perfect already. And then just line it up with this. That way I don't have to worry about keeping it straight, because sometimes that can be a pain in the butt. If you're going off grid, it can be a pain. So the idea here is gonna be pretty easy. It's pretty simple, actually. Anytime I think I'm close to getting this done, or getting fencing done, I always like end up doing more and more. But yeah, always do your fencing first before your custom. Do custom fencing before custom fencing before you do your the one thing that we've been talking about, the path covers. Before you do your path covers, it's just smarter to do. Otherwise, like, the only time I'd say you could potentially do your path covers first is if you keep generic. You keep the, like, on the fence on when you place down your path, just have the generic fences, that auto-generated fences on, so you kind of have an idea, or at least curbs. But the only thing is, if you do that, you have to go back and get rid of them again, so it just makes a little bit more sense to not have to worry about that. So alright, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to keep that employee in here. This will give us like shapes that you usually go like, oh, how'd you get the pathway to look like that? Honestly, we didn't really, we just hid. We're basically just hiding everything underneath it. Why do I have so many pieces here? I don't remember receiving that many in that spot. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this connected up here, and we'll be in pretty good shape. I think. I don't zoom out and see if there's any other fencing I got to do. I think I pretty much got all our queue line done. Yeah. All right, so that's our queue. So, all right, we might end this here. Like, again, I might do multiple episodes of this just so you guys can see how it's going, but I'll show you guys kind of the layout of the coaster a little bit before we head out for now, because we did do quite a bit today. So, so we got our drop here. I think it's about 78, 79 degrees. I think it's about 108 feet, something like that. You can see we're greens across the board, so we're good there. We have a little airtime hill, a very like speed airtime hill that kind of turns a little bit here, and then we go into a nice big wave turn. I love making wave turns. I've kind of mastered the wave turn, especially with like shaping and stuff. I get that little bow in there. And then we go up into kind of like a double up, kind of like Steel Vengeance-y right here, where we go into a double up into a roll, upwards roll, and then it kind of continues over again, and then we kind of go into like a little bit wave dive here, another little airtime hill, a turn, 0G roll, another turn, and then we have kind of like a 0G stall. It's kind of a very small short stall, but kind of a little 0G stall, and then we have a lot of just airtime and twisty moments until we hit the brake run over here. And then that's basically it for this ride. You know, I just kind of threw something together real quick. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this layout. The main idea with this project was just kind of like architecture and building, and kind of like doing details like this. Like I have this little staff room down here where these stairs lead down to from the dock. I haven't detailed the operator's booth just yet, but I also did some really cool details. I've noticed that a lot of people have been putting numbers on their like row numbers and everything, which I haven't done before. Now, Planet Coaster is kind of weird because there's 12 rows, but there's only 11 gates. So I kind of had to improvise a little bit. I put 11 and 12 together because they only put 11 gates when there's 12 rows, and they're not lined up either. So that's kind of weird. I don't exactly know what happened there, but they're just not kind of lined up. So kind of a little small weird glitch in Planet Coaster when it comes to that. So not entirely sure why it's like that, but it is. You know, I guess there's not really much we can do about it. But I also got some staff members here for the ride and everything. It turned out pretty cool. So, but going into like, I even did some details in the pit as well. You can see kind of here I did some like wiring and some like we have little cable raceways down here. I also put like a little safety net down here, so if something falls or if someone falls, you know, it'll be caught by that and everything. So I did just little details like that. I covered up everything, like the little yellow lines with brown lines, and I also made like lines here to stay behind while the train's in motion. I just added all those little details, and I think it's pretty cool. So, and then of course we made a little gift shop that's going to be out here as well. I think that'll be nice. And then all of this like little planter area with the mulch and everything was pretty cool as well. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. We'll be back again. I'll probably make another one of these pretty quick. I might even do back-to-back recordings. But I figure I'd just do like a see how you guys would like it, if you guys prefer time lapses or don't prefer time lapses. I don't know. A lot of people like to see it kind of play out live and how it goes. So I noticed I just forgot a small piece of fence right there. We'll get that later. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. But you guys probably enjoy watching these regardless. At least I hope you do. So I'll catch you guys next time. Make sure you have a great day and even cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much, and goodbye.